You know what I like? Video games, as you can tell. But you know what I really don't like? Paying for them. I'm kidding. I'm actually kidding. I actually have a problem spending money. MSRP. No, wait, hold on. Question. How much should a video game cost? $60? $70? $80? I mean, video games have been around for forever, and it's always been known as an expensive hobby. And we're talking way back, like the Atari way back. Those games cost $35 each. Imagine coming home after making $3 an hour, spending over half your paycheck on this. Games have cost a relatively stagnant price over the years. The Legend of Zelda was $50, God of War was $60, Halo 3 was $60. Premium AAA titles have had that $60 to $70 price tag for a while. That's usually a sign of what kind of game you're getting. That's what it means, at least, because recent titles have been for a huge price tag. One argument companies are trying to make is now games with higher price tags mean more content and more work put into the game deems it necessary to be priced so aggressively. Okay. I'm sorry, but you can't tell me Tears of the Kingdom should cost more than Breath of the Wild, or let's get even more recent, Mario Kart costing $80 because it's open world. This has been a standard in the industry for a little while now, like this Toys R Us ad I found from 1996. The SNES was cheap, but the games are the same price as they are now. Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, NBA Hang Time for $70, and Miss Pac-Man for $40, and that's $40 for peak. Now, I'm not defending some multi-billionaires trying to nickel and dime customers. I'm recognizing that this has been a pattern for a really long time. You want to talk egregious? Doom 64, $75. Now, you can find it for around $25, but let's have some fun here. Retro games. This is something I want to cover later on, but I felt you shudder when I said that. Let's get a little goofy, a little silly even, a little rambunctious. Let's talk about Silent Hill. Silent Hill, the grandfather of psychological horror, launched on the original PlayStation at $29.95. And its sequel was only $39.99. Only. Because you try to get it now, and you may as well file for bankruptcy while you're on eBay. I managed to find my copies for good deals. Yeah, $140 for Silent Hill 2 and $200 for the first game is a good deal. Sales are nice though, and re-releases are often a really good way to get to experience these games again at a decent price. I'm just kidding. I got you there though. But games have been around for the same price, but consoles have definitely gone up by a lot. Like a Nintendo 64 for $150. That makes the games make sense, but the Switch 2 for $450, and games are now... It's becoming less of a hobby and more of an investment. I love playing games, but whoa. But what if you don't want to buy a game? Kinda depends what you mean by that. I don't judge you. But there are free-to-play games. No purchase besides the device you're playing on. Roblox, Counter-Strike 2, if you hate yourself. But you know, that one game everybody knows. Listen, I can hate on Fortnite as much as the next guy. It's basically an interactive commercial. But I mean, you have to respect it. From an announcement trailer that made the game look like it was going to be a whole lot of nothing to now, it's bewildering. Battle Royale, Lego Fortnite, that one tactical mode, I don't know if anybody even played that, in hundreds, hell, thousands of community-made maps. And how much do you spend on the game? Every transaction, purely cosmetic. There's no competitive advantage, it just taps into FOMO. You have to get this battle pass, you have to get this skin. These things are never coming back, and you know you love RoboCop. And now everybody's doing it. Not just the free-to-play model, but games you have to pay for, and then pay for a battle pass, and hope for content that isn't stuck behind a paywall, and the content behind the paywall usually sucks, and I'm looking at you, Call of Duty. And don't even get me started on subscriptions. My doctor said I can complain about everything else. We can get into that another time. But with the Switch 2, video game prices have become such a common topic of controversy, and I see why. I love getting games for $60 to $70, depending on the game. Oblivion just got remastered, and wow, I've been hooked. Which doesn't help me make these videos, but I'm really trying, I swear. It's the original game with the DLCs, simply remastered. $50. That's it. $50 for one of, if not the best remaster I've ever played, right next to Halo 2. Not even a premium like they charged with Skyrim on the Switch 8 years later. Why? Now, Breath of the Wild, fantastic game. We love that game, right? Cool. So it's being kind of remastered for Switch 2. I think it looks like a port. But anyways, the game costs $60. Then the DLC for the game. You'll need that for the entire experience. Oh, and the upgrade. Don't forget the upgrade. That's why you got the damn thing in the first place. How much are we? Yeah, $90 for Breath of the Wild on the Switch 2 is wild. I don't understand. It's not even upgraded. Just a higher resolution and 60 FPS. No new content. No graphical uplift. But people are going to buy it. And the proof lies in Mario Kart World. $80 for a new Mario Kart because it's open world. I didn't think people would buy it, but it was actually crashing websites during pre-orders. Now, what's the point of this video? To get something out, to complain like I always do, for fun, but also to raise some questions. I don't think $80 games are inherently bad. I think the bloated budgets and terrible trends we're seeing in games with microtransactions and mobile game behaviors are what drives us to play cheaper, more fleshed out titles. So how much should games cost? I mean, that's really up to you. I've felt fine spending over $100 on a game, but I know some people just can't justify it. I think the average cost of games should not go over $70, but that's not up to me. That's up to everybody as consumers. If a game launches and it's too much, don't buy it yet. FOMO is a wild psychological trick that companies like pulling on you. If you have the money, buy the games you want. If you aren't as terrible with money as I am, sales are just a lifesaver. So what the hell was the point of this? What was the point of this video? Well, you got me there. This video was done more of a part 1 into this deep dive into the AAA industry. The next video gonna be a lot longer, and it's gonna be $39.99 for you guys to watch it.